How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome to another Flesh and Blood video here on Red Zone Rogue. Today, I want to talk about something that is kind of spur of the moment. It's something that I thought about ever since I watched a Tolarian Community College video last night. And it's not something I normally do, right? So I normally plan out my videos, have a topic in mind, but today we're just gonna go off the cuff and we're just gonna talk raw, I guess. There's gonna be like my raw opinions on the future of Flesh and Blood, and spoilers, the future is very bright. Before we get started, I do want to mention a couple quick things. If you're out there looking to pick up Flesh and Blood product, I do have several affiliate links in the description down below. Using those links, you know, helps support the channel. I have an affiliate with Channel Fireball, as well as some smaller, more local stores, Red Riot Games from Canada, and FAB Foundry, local to me here in the Portland, Oregon area. Also, if you'd like to support me directly, check out my Patreon. But without further ado, let's start talking about the potential boom and the bright future for Flesh and Blood, especially in the immediate future. So the video that I alluded to is a recent video from Tolarian Community College. I will have a link to the video in the description down below, just in case you haven't watched it yet. I know a lot of the people who watch my channel are actually watchers of Tolarian Community College and other Magic the Gathering channels, because YouTube shows me that kind of stuff. So there's a very good chance you've all already seen this, but he made a kind of like a sneaky announcement in that video, kind of like saying that he's going to be making not only a spoiler video for the Flesh and Blood set Monarch, but potentially a how to play video as well. And this is huge news. This is actually insanely huge news. And you know, there's already some how to play videos out there. You know, fellow friend of the channel and content creator DM Armada made an excellent how to play video, but I think Tolarian Community College, the professor over there, I think him making a video is going to be a really big deal, because he is the single largest, or he has the single largest Magic the Gathering YouTube channel out there. He has like over 600,000 subscribers. And if you're familiar with Alpha Investments and Rudy, because if you're, you know, here in Flesh and Blood, a lot of the Flesh and Blood players know Alpha Investments and Rudy. Tolarian Community College is twice the size. That is twice the size and twice the hype, and he has a completely different audience. Not an entirely different audience, but Tolarian Community College focuses more on card discussions and gameplay and that kind of stuff. He doesn't really focus on the financial side of things, and that I think is also a really, really big deal. We need more folks talking about Flesh and Blood from a player perspective rather than a investment and financial perspective. And don't get me wrong, you know, I love my Flesh and Blood, and I have cards in the game that are worth quite a bit of money, but I think more eyes on a gameplay and player's perspective is going to be really big for this game and for this community. So the main point here isn't exactly that Tolarian Community College is going to make a couple videos about Flesh and Blood. The main point here is that Flesh and Blood is poised to explode, much like it did late last year, how it exploded and the market just went insane with the addition of TCG Player and Channel Fireball support. We also had more videos from content creators like Team Covenant and Alpha Investments, not to mention Noxious, who has honestly done a lot of things to support this community. I want to give a big shout out to Noxious right now, because he made just decks to give away for free. I think that dude, he's done a lot more for this community than people give him credit for. But anyway, that's not the point. The point here is that Flesh and Blood is posed. It is just posed, ready and waiting to explode. Because we have Monarch on the horizon, and Monarch is going to be a very marquee set for Flesh and Blood. When Flesh and Blood was first made, they initially had kind of like Monarch as the core idea of the set, and then they backtracked it back to Welcome to Wraith to kind of start off and let, you know, people into the game very slowly, where Monarch is kind of like the full realization of this game. And all of these things combined, you know, bigger content creators like Tolarian Community College, and I'm going to use that word bigger kind of loosely because he's massive, combined with the already insane Monarch hype, is going to make this game explode. We are at the cusp of something huge right now, and this game, if you thought it was big now, if you thought the hype was big now, you ain't seen nothing yet. Mark my words, by the time that Kingdoms comes out later this year, Flesh and Blood is going to be 10 times more popular than it is right now. And this is both a very exciting and a very kind of scary thing, because we've already seen some growing pains in terms of production, just quantities. And if this explodes like I think it's going to, we might see more production pains with unlimited printings coming soon, as well as Kingdoms. So I got my fingers crossed. Hopefully Legend Story Studios is kind of planning for this, you know, something to happen, and I think they probably are. You know, they're very smart people over there, and they have their hearts in the right place, and they know now that Flesh and Blood is a well-loved game. And once it reaches that wider audience, and someone like the professor at Tolarian Community College can definitely, you know, reach a very wide audience, things are gonna get truly crazy. I mean, last year's gonna look like nothing compared to what this year's gonna be. I mean, I called it, you know, I called it in several other videos. 2021 is the year of Flesh and Blood, and that's for a lot of different reasons. The first reason, and the most obvious reason, is that Flesh and Blood is an amazing game made by amazing people. It's just a fantastic, brilliant game from both a player and a collector perspective. But it's also taking advantage of a lot of screw-ups from other companies, namely Wizards of the Coast. And there's a mass exodus of Magic the Gathering players and content creators from Magic the Gathering who are kind of sick of Wizards of the Coast stuff, and they're moving to Flesh and Blood, man. As a content creator for the game, I see it every single day, and it's like the perfect storm, right? You know, excellent product, excellent people running the game and running, you know, the production of the game, and then another massive game with the same kind of demographic, just absolutely just failing on multiple levels. And you know, that's hard for me to say too, because I love Magic the Gathering. You know, if you watch that video that was all about, you know, where I come from, you know, I started playing Magic the Gathering back in 1995, starting with 4th edition. Magic the Gathering is a huge part of my life, but it's not in a good place right now, and a lot of people see that and they're looking for alternatives, and Flesh and Blood is an amazing alternative. So, and that's kind of the topic I wanted to talk about today. It was kind of a little bit more rambly than usual, because I just kind of wanted to just talk about this and to share with y'all what I think is going to happen. Things are going to get crazy. Things are going to get crazy. Once Tolarian Community College, once the professor Brian over there releases a video, especially if it's like a how-to play video, what is video, I think the attention is going to go through the roof. And if for some reason the professor out there finds his way to this humble channel and this video, please feel free to reach out to me with any questions about Flesh and Blood. I'm more than happy to answer anything. You will find that the Flesh and Blood community is very open and accepting. So consider that a formal invitation. Anytime you want to talk to me about anything Flesh and Blood related, just hit me up. Personally, I'm actually a big fan of Tolarian Community College. I have been watching his stuff since his very first playmat review, going over the old school, I think it was the Dragon Shield playmats, and I remember making a comment. At the time, I actually lived in Concord, California, and I was just getting back into Magic. This was many years ago, and he had like maybe 1,000 subscribers at the time, so it's insane to see like him being one of literally the biggest Magic the Gathering channel out there. So yeah, man, if you'd like to talk to me, I would be honored. But once again, that's not the point of this video. That's not the point of this video. I just wanted to, like I said, share my thoughts on what is going to happen this coming year, and hopefully a lot of you out there can be prepared. You can be prepared so you're not surprised this time, because there was a lot of people who were very surprised last time with like, why all of a sudden are the Welcome to Wraith boxes worth $800? Why they're worth $1,000? Why they're worth $4,000 now? And well, you have heads up. This is your heads up. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time for some more card game and Flesh and Blood content. Have a good one all. I'll see you later. This is my puppy, and she's very cute. Look at her cute little face. She wants to be in the videos. She isn't going to be in the videos though. She might be able to be in this video, maybe at the end of the video. I don't know.